One of the first things that we need to address when we are approaching the whole world of Tantra is how we look at sexual energy. And most of us, we grew up in modern Western civilization. Sexuality is not connected directly to energy. There's sex, and then there's all the other stuff, the energy and the spirituality. And when we talk about sex, it's like, are you horny enough? Do you feel stimulated enough? There are different ways to talk about sex. In Tantra, we use the term sexual energy. Sexual energy is our life energy. It's our life force. Why is it our life force? Sexual energy has the potential to create new life. So men, when they ejaculate, they have millions of little the seeds thingies that are swimming and swimming and swimming. And so they have millions of those every time they ejaculate. With women, we have one ovulation a month, and that's when we lose the egg that could be fertilized. It wasn't, and then it leaves the body. So that's when we lose sexual energy. But the energy that is connected to our genitals, the energy that is connected to creating new life, is called sexual energy and life energy. It's the same thing. The problem is, if we are trying to have a baby, then we kind of understand that, this energy can create new life. But all the other times we're having sex and we are not trying to make a baby, we don't really tend to look at sex as an energetic thing or as an energetic activity. It's just something very physical that I do. So, because I'm horny and it helps me feel more relaxed, and I just want to have sex because that's what I like. And it's very flat, very first chakra, first dimension, very lacking any kind of meaning or emotion. It's just a very physical thing. So in Tantra, the first thing that I learned and that I teach people is there is no such thing as just sex. The sexual energy is the energy that is activated when we come to sexual interactions with other human beings. And that sexual energy is life energy. It's the most powerful energy that exists in the universe. Why is it the most powerful? Because it creates new life. What else creates new life? Only God creates new life. And we are very godlike when we are activated, with sexual energy in our body. We are very close to the vibration of God, to the vibration of unconditional love, because it's the vibration of the creation. We are the creator when we activate sexual energy in our body. Now, if we're just ejaculating it out of our body after a few minutes, we've lost, very important and crucial life energy and life force, and it's gone. We have to recreate it again every time. Every time a man ejaculates, he loses so much of his life energy. And if he's going to masturbate and ejaculate regularly, he's just depleting his body of all of his life energy. And, this can cause, in the long run, it can cause diseases, and it can cause early death. And it's not a very healthy thing to do, to deplete and waste all your sexual energy on nothing, basically, because most of the time there isn't even another human being there. He's just jerking off by himself in front of porn. So there's another way that the media and the internet kind of suck out our life energy, and that's what they're doing. And I don't know why they're doing it, who's doing it, is it on purpose? I don't know, but I know for a fact that the internet and the media, one of their main jobs is to suck out our life energy and to make us weak, because when we're weak and afraid, we don't retaliate and we don't fight back. So they're sucking out our energy so that we are compliant, compliant slaves, basically. So if we're talking about spirituality and the awakening of humanity in 2025, we have to address the topic and the issue of our sexual energy. What is happening with our sexual energy? What are we doing with it? Are we connected to it, or are we just wasting it out like there's no tomorrow? There is a tomorrow. In the tomorrow, you're going to be old and sick. And one of the reasons that that's going to happen is because you wasted so much of your life energy. I have been transmuting and working with my sexual energy and life energy for the past 10 years. I have not been to a doctor in those years. I haven't taken any medicine. I don't color my hair. I'm 41 years old in a few weeks. My body is healthy. I'm not depressed anymore. I'm very present in the moment. I have loving relationships. My body is very healthy. I don't waste my energy on superficial, low vibrational activities. I preserve my sexual energy and life force. I work with it. I transmute it. I move it up and down my spine, inside my body. I do that with tantric masturbation, tantric sex, just meditations, just long meditations, like hour-long meditation with very unique music in the background that I use. And I work with the emotions, the subconscious. I do the healing work, and I work with the energy. The sexual energy is, again, it's the life force. It doesn't have to come with sex. I can do a whole meditation with my sexual energy without even touching myself. That's not the issue. That's not the point. Sexual energy isn't a tool for our pleasure that we can experience and use when we have sexual interactions. Sexual energy is our life energy. It's our life force, and we can work with it in so many different ways if we just change our understanding and our perspective towards this energy and towards sex and sexuality in general. Because our culture has taught us that sex is just an immediate gratification that we can experience, and it's nothing more than that. The only thing besides getting the immediate gratification is having babies. So it's two things. You can have sex for your pleasure or to create life. There is a middle way, like the Buddha said, the golden path. It's a middle way. I'm having sex not just for my pleasure, not to make a baby, but to connect to my sexual energy, to my life force, my life energy, and strengthen it inside my body, to open up the kundalini and to have my body work in a healthy way. I want to tell you that I know that in our culture, like 50 is old and 60, it's like you start getting diseases or whatever. It doesn't have to be that way. Yogis and people who preserve and transmute and work with their sexual energy age differently. We don't age like normal people. I'm an example. My best friend is 56 years old and he looks 40 and he has a body of a 40-year-old, and I'm 40 and I feel 30. We age differently once we start working in a more spiritual and respectful way with the sexual energy, when we start working with it as an energy and not just as a cheap, immediate gratification, satisfaction that we can have and experience. It's something else. Mantak Chia talks about this. I love that guy. You should watch him. Who else talks about it? It's a shame because so many spiritual people are out there and they're all amazing, but they don't actually talk about this subject. Only Mantak Chia comes to mind at the moment. I'm sure there are others. It's funny because I know there's like Layla Martin, she talks about sex, but it seems like this show she puts on, ooh, I'm sexy and come and see how you can have better sex. It's not really about the sex. Yes, when you start working with your sexual energy, you're going to experience sex differently in a much higher and spiritual way, but that's not the reason, that's not the point. The point is so that we can be healthy and happy and free humans and individuals, so that we can express our individuality and our specific energy and gifts and magic that we came here to the world to give. It's about being a whole person, a whole human being. It's about being connected to myself, feeling good in my body, feeling good with myself, feeling alive, feeling like I have energy to do things and create things and meet people and create relationships. And I think that's what we all want. I'm not really sure because the internet kind of shows me a different picture of what everyone wants, but that's what I want. I want to be